Right. Um, Good morning, Engineer Minds.
Good morning.
Hope we are having a great day here. All right. Um, can someone remind me of the theme of this month?
The science was fun.
The science of attraction. Well, as we have this very amazing reflection session, you understand that you cannot attract what you don't emit. In other words, it's just thinking coming to my mind that okay, we are talking about energy, emit. What is this energy? What's this energy? How the power of your mind. So we are reading from chapter 7. You become your mind. Thought, feelings, and imagination as forces of identity shape not only one's worldview, but one's very identity. From ancient spiritual texts to modern quantum theories, there is a recurring emphasis on the internal world of the individual as the birthplace of external experience. The nature of a person, who they become, what they attract, and how they live is invariably governed by the content of frequency of their mental activity. Thought, feelings, and imagination are not passive inner movement. There are dynamic forces that exert influence on the self and the environment. In essence, man becomes the architecture of his mind. All right, so let's begin with this first question. Um, what is reality? What is when someone says that's the reality? So, what is reality? What comes to your mind when someone mentions something? Reality. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Let's better understand by reality is someone's perception of their personal worlds.
All right, doctor.
Reality is an agreed upon illusion.
Agreed upon religion.
Illusion.
Illusion. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
An agreed upon illusion.
An agreed upon illusion
is what we call reality.
is what called reality. Okay, Miriam says reality is someone's point of view in life or in the world, while Doctor says reality is agreed upon illusion. All right, please.
Okay, I'm trying to give example.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah.
Reality, I might have the idea that okay, I'm going to use 500 million in the next 3 years of my life.
Yeah.
But then with the resources I have, I can only make maybe 50 million. That is like reality, irrespective of what is in my imagination.
Okay.
My reality is what I have with me as a possession now.
Okay, can we have somebody's reality? Okay, so you made mention imagination. That's why you made mention of illusion. All right, let's connect this together. What's imagination? What is an imagination?
The picture of your thoughts.
A picture of your thoughts. That's very good, Brandon. Toby. All right.
I think it's like let me relate it to films, like a visual collated drama in your head.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is sample of an iPhone, right? This is a picture of someone's thoughts, which was come to us right now. We are seeing as reality, isn't it? Can you call this reality? So reality is as good as our imagination. It's just maybe you haven't possessed the power to bring it to that. All right. The structure of internal influence, thoughts, are the first movement of consciousness. They represent logic, memory, perception, and interpretation. Feelings, on the other hand, are emotional current that colors those thoughts. All right, adding value, intensity, and direction. Imagination has the powerful of the three. Well, is the ability to visualize non-existent realities with vivid emotional participation. When these three align, the mind becomes a creative force with tangible effects on personal experience. Let's read this again so that we can capture these three. Thoughts are the first movement of consciousness. They represent logic, memory, perception, and interpretation. Feelings, on the other hand, are emotional currents that color those thoughts. So we made mention of one, thoughts. Second, we said feelings, right? All right. Those thoughts are adding value, intensity, and direction. Imagination, perhaps. So we have how many now? Three. Thoughts, feelings, imaginations. Perhaps the most powerful of the three is the ability to visualize non-existent reality with vivid emotional participation. When these three align, the mind becomes a creative force with tangible effect on personal experience. All right, so let's bring it to real life analogy. Thoughts, feelings, and what? Imagination. I want you to just think of this. Doctor says in the emotional intelligence sessions that anger is an energy, right? What spark? I just realized this. Most time when someone makes something that makes you very angry, different thoughts begin to rush over your head. You begin to just imagine a lot of things. And this anger gives you the complete tree. In that moment, you have the feelings. That means you just have the energy that you think you want to do something, and you begin to visualize what you're gonna do. So where you direct these three powerful ingredients is what determines the future you're gonna create. We all have this anger about the government of Nigeria, right? We are angry of how policy are made, how political, things up and down. What do you do with that anger? You have the feeling. A policeman harass you. What comes to your mind is just, that's how the country is. I mean, that's how everybody is being treated. What do you do with that anger? This is the most powerful ingredient that you can ever have in this container. As our last speaker said, this structure of thoughts as electric signal, feelings as magnet field, and imagination as the synthesis of both. Consistent with principle in both spiritual and scientific field. In quantum physics, thought is considered an electric creativity, while emotion is magnetic. Together they form an electromagnetic field, an energy pattern that resonates with the quantum field, the invisible realm from which all material realities emerge. Neuroscientists have measured this through a real-time electroencephalograph program. reveal that our thought generates measurable brainwave activity, while studies from the HeartMath Institute confirm that emotions create powerful magnetic field radiate from the heart, detectable often the 3 feet outside the body. Wow, 3 feet outside the body. This is powerful. When thought and feelings converge in harmony, their electromagnetic field strengthens, broadcasting coherent signals in the environment. The battlefield of the mind. Many individuals live in inner state of contradiction. They may consciously think positively while subconsciously harboring feelings of fears, doubts, or guilt. This misalignment creates internal resistance, blocking manifestation and progress. It is not enough to think of success if one feels unworthy of it. It is not enough to imagine freedom if fear dominates the emotional state. All right, let's just do this final analogy. What do you think